Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Jarhead Bonsai. I'm Jared Paul, and you are in my seed room. So over the past year, I have ordered a bunch of seeds, I think a little over 60 different species, and I've done some different cuttings and rootings with willow water and some root hormone, and we're going to check all that out on today's episode. All right, so the seed room is my absolute favorite place to come in the house when I can't sleep, which is very often. I was actually retired from the Marine Corps with reflexive sympathetic dystrophy after my right leg was crushed with a tourniquet. The lumbar plexus nerve wouldn't turn off. So while I was getting out of the Marine Corps in the earlier years, I could barely even put shoes on. So a lot of my earlier clients from back in like 2008, 9 and on, they'll remember me as the guy that literally walked around South Carolina completely barefoot all the time. And that wasn't because I hated shoes so much as I just couldn't put one on most of the time because the bottom of my foot felt like I was standing on a fire ant pile. So short story long, as I can be, long-winded, the longer I sit, even still, pressure builds, and that goes along with sleep as well. So a lot of nights I'll find myself up at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and it's nice to come into this room because I have it slightly warmer than the rest of the house, and it's also a little bit more humid. So I come in here, I check on my seedlings, I walk back and forth to the kitchen, filling up the water, and usually calms me down, and I can either lay down a little bit before I got to kick it at 5 a.m., or I just start my day. I don't mind. This is all fun to me. But that was just a little background on me. I call it Jarhead Bonsai. That actually brings me to a point that I wanted to touch on. And just like in training and physical fitness and nutrition, I really believe in an organic, natural approach. So with my trees, just like my mentor, Nigel Saunders from the Bonsai Zone, I really am never going to do any wiring. I don't want to force anything. I want my trees to look like trees would in nature, and I want the trees to look how they were meant to look based on the genealogy of their seed. I'm all about that. I don't need it to be this twisty, crazy, what everybody sees as this cliche bonsai tree. I'm in this for me, and I really think that's the beauty of this art form. Is it really is. It really is peaceful and amazing, and it's a part of growing, and you can grow along with your trees. So I'm going to stop talking, get off my soapbox, and show you some full arsenal of watering here. Got this pump action when I'm like just chilling and walking. It's got a nice fine mist. I could go through the whole house. And a lot of my tropical plants, you need to mist those leaves. And so I'll do that. It carries a lot of water. If I'm in a rush and I really just got to get the job done, or I'm working on my 2-finger strength for my 2-finger Bruce Lee push-up, I'll come in with this glass sprayer, and I can just hose everything down top and bottom quickly, because from what I've read, trees are used to morning dew and then evening dew, or what you would call that. So that's why you missed them. And a lot of the succulents like jade plants and things like that, they actually can drink through their leaves and foliage. So that's what I've learned. Okay, so this glass bottle I actually took. We started with this new company on auto ship called the Grove Collective out of San Francisco, and they are making non-paper paper products like paper towels, toilet paper, and things like that out of hemp and sugar cane and a bunch of renewable sources. And I mean, we cut down so many trees senseless every year just for freaking paper towels and stuff like that. There's got to be a better way. So if you want to check them out, Grove Collective at a minimum. That's a cool glass bottle. And we got a great starter kit for not that expensive. So you can check out all their products. All right, so I'll start left to right. We got banana passion fruit, and that I'm thinking that's going to be like a vine, like a kiwi. I've planted cherimoya seeds down here, and cherimoya, Mark Twain's favorite fruit, and it's actually the number 2 most nutritious food, not just fruit, in the world, nutrient dense. So I'm trying to grow those. I got them out of Portugal. And this is a lemon-scented gum tree or a eucalyptus, and there's so many different varieties of those. This is my absolute favorite. Once again, I always name drop them. Nigel Saunders, that's a baobab tree, straight out of Africa. I ordered about 125, and actually treeseeds.com added my technique for growing them to their website because they're so difficult to grow. Between scarification and just, you got to get crazy with the technique. We'll do that one day when I order some more. But that's my absolute favorite, the baobab. And even this tiny little guy, he's from October 1st. Already looks like those ginormous ones out in Africa. So here's some crepe myrtles. It's a crepe myrtle from my days in North and South Carolina. Kentucky yellowwood or American yellowwood flowering. I've seen it named both things. Yeah, this thing is a cardboard palm, and a client just gave that to me. She saw it in the store. It said Bonsai. So I thought that was nice. Thanks, Jody. I've never seen one, so I'm not going to touch it until it has a chance to acclimate. So here is my row of birches. There's like Korean birch, river birch, creamy white bark birch, white spire birch, just a ton of birch. More of those Kentucky yellowwoods. So you're seeing these pouches. So Laura found these biodegradable pouches where the roots can grow directly through. And I went to Ocean State Job Lot and got a ton of those little Jiffy seed starters, or, a version of the Jiffy seed starter pellets. And I would stick one in each and then hydrate it and fluff it up. And that's what we did all our seeds in. Because there was talks of going into business with treeseeds.com early on in our tree farm stages. But I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Either I feel like I would have tree separation anxiety, and I just don't want to send my babies away, nor do I want to make it work, because this is a lot of fun. So I have some Connecticut red pine, Chinese red pine, Colorado blue spruce. That back one there, that's a Japanese black pine. And these were all started, around October. I've dated one of each species. So you can see blue jacaranda, 10, 14, 18. And I love that branch structure. That's just pretty, those leaves. Here is what's this? Ooh, a white mulberry. I know mulberries are good for you, so what the hell? This, I just had a surplus of seeds at the end, so it's spruce and Connecticut red pine, some arborvitae. What are you? Oh yeah, pineapple guava. How cool is that thing? Pineapple guava, some older arborvitae to the right. Japanese eclova. I got those nice serrated leaves. I like those. Another blue jacaranda. In the back, those are Canary Island date palms and date palms. I love palm trees from my days in South Carolina, North Carolina. And then, Laura and I always like to take a tropical trip a couple times a year. So I'm always tree geeking out on the palm trees when we do that. So I'm showing you now, these are hydrangea cuttings, and they've all rooted. And there's there's a fig cutting in there, and that's an avocado, which is a cutting off of a seed that I rooted. And this is my little bastard pot here. I try to do random rooting in here, like that avocado is not going to make it. That is a pecan seed that has a long root. It's just been a seed sitting there, I swear, for 3 months, but it's got a root. So I'm just going to let it be because it's not bothering anybody. All right, this is a Korean birch. and it's in a cool pot that's birch bark, made out of birch bark from my friend Frey. And I planted a Korean birch in there because her father was in the Korean War, and he ended up being a POW in the United States Army for 3 years, and he earned a Bronze Star. So in honor of him, he sounded like a really awesome dude. I never got the chance to meet him. In honor of him, even though it was Army, not Marine Corps, we're all the same team, I'm going to grow a beautiful Korean birch bonsai in there. Okay. I'm telling you, people, I've got a lot of species, a lot of trees. So there we go. Let's take a look. More of that yellowwood. Yeah, of course, you're bored of the yellowwood. Red buds. I did a huge planting on December 1st, as you could see. Laura and I just hit it all weekend. And, you know, it's a lot of fun spending time together. I don't really care, you know, what we're doing. We could be doing anything. I love that girl. You know, you spend enough time in shitty relationships, when you finally find a good one, it's like, oh my gosh, this actually exists. So everything's kind of falling into place, and maybe that's why I just found bonsai, because I'm finally, you know, at peace enough to enjoy it. You know, with Franny in the city, she's got the apprenticeship contract with New York Dance Project. At the age of 12, she's about to start her national tour. And then this summer, she's going to the Florence Dance Festival and doing a bunch of solos, and obviously dancing with her company as well, but I'm so proud of her. Anyways, this is an avocado that I grew from seed. These are a couple of those Trident maples. You see they're starting to green up. That I got from Bonsai Ken out in Ohio. He's got his store on eBay. Yeah, so she's going to be performing at the Florence Dance Festival this summer, and she's 12. So I think that's awesome. I'm proud of that. These are some poinsettia over here. And my friend Christine, she manages a bank. They were going to throw out all their poinsettias at the end of the year. I was like, just bring them to me. I read some overwintering techniques I'd like to try, since they're free and you'd be throwing them out. Let me try them. So I chopped them down just like that, threw some of this Osmocote fertilizer on it, because that stuff's amazing. And yeah, they're growing back, all of them. So that's a success. There's one lone pepper plant. I think it is purple peppers, like Italian purple roasters or something like that. 1 out of 5 survived its overwintering. And it hasn't even really kicked off new leaves or growth, but it's alive. So that's better than the other 4. And here's a Japanese fantail willow. You'll see around that I have a ton of those cuttings, actually around the house, because I wanted to see what environment would be best to root them in the off season. So, yeah, no.
Seeing eyes of mine, what do you feel beside? I don't know where we're gonna fly like you did sometimes. Seeing eyes of mine. Love, 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 I wanna be strong, strong. We're doing wrong, 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 but I'll try to fix it. Love, 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 I wanna be strong, strong. We're doing wrong, 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 but I'll change it, change it.
All right, y'all. So that's going to do it for this episode of Jarhead Bonsai. Thanks for joining me in the seed room. I hope you liked my collection, and we're starting right at the beginning. As you see, most of these are from October and December. So this channel, along with my trees and along with your knowledge and my knowledge of bonsai, hey, it can only grow from here. So thanks again for stopping by, and check back for new episodes coming up, the plant room, the other trees in my house. And then we're going to start going with some of the pre-bonsais that I have and developing them, doing some prunings, going through root structure, replanting. and taking some field trip to see some cool trees in nature. So if you like this and you want to see some more videos, go ahead and subscribe, hit that little bell so you're notified when a new video comes out. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.